Bitch, I'm a bird. Bitch, I'm a bird. I don't say yo, I just say, bitch, I'm a bird. Bitch, I'm a bird. Bitch, I'm a bird. Bitch, I'm a bird. Go.
And welcome into the very first edition of Birduuup Reviews. Caw-caw. We have the lovely Relentless Banana here with us today, and we're going to review this scary horror movie that we just watched. It's been a disappointing October. We tried to watch some other scary movies. Didn't really work out, but this is the first one that kind of caught my interest. It's definitely creepy. Let's watch the trailer.
이렇게 소문이 바다한 말이요? 무슨 이유가 있는 거요? 이유가 어제 자꾸 동네에서 사람 죽어나가는 거 그놈이랑 뭔 연관이 있는 거요? 싹 다 그 양반이 오거나 생긴 일들 아니요? 여기 다 뭔 일이 다냐 그래? 여기서 다 죽였거든. 직접 본 거야? 한번 봤지? 아는가? 이 뭐가 이제 이거 뭐야 이거? 아따.
자네 며칠 전에 만나면 안 되는 것을 만난 적 있지? 자네가 그곳을 건드려 그랬어?
똑같아요 증상이 사람들이. 그놈이 자꾸 눈에 빼는 것은 그놈이 자꾸 찾아가고 베는 것이라 피를 말려 죽이려고.
그놈은 그냥 미끼를 던져본 것이고 자네 딸내미는 그곳을 확 물어본 것이요.
내 육가를 직접 봐야 쓰겠다.
So that was the trailer for The Wailing, one of the scariest movies I've seen in a while. What did you think about it?
I enjoyed it.
What did you enjoy about it?
Well, I mean, I enjoyed it, but some parts made me mad.
Oh, okay.
Frustrated, but I think that was what the film was trying to do.
Yeah, I can definitely agree with that. Quick synopsis of the story. So this is a story in Korea, out in kind of the countryside where there's not that much technology, society, people, policemen.
People are more spread out.
Yeah, everything's spread out. Good luck getting help
There's
if you need it.
villages.
Yeah, exactly. So it's a story in a small village with the local police chief. He's just a regular guy, doesn't want to work too hard, doesn't want to do anything too hard, just trying to live his life, kind of struggling. He's like, to me, he's a very good everyman, something that people can relate to, even though there are moments in the movie you'll be like, oh, that's dumb, why'd he do that, blah, blah. Like, this is just how an average person would react in this situation, is how I felt. It's very creepy. The story is about a ghost.
Yeah.
More or less. Okay,
Demon.
Sure. It's a ghost demon thing, and it kind of infected this town where people are starting to die, and they keep thinking that, oh, they're going crazy, or they're taking mushrooms and killing their whole family, but actually it has something to do with this guy. Don't want to get too much into the spoilers, but what were some of your favorite parts of the movie, or parts that really drew your attention?
The scenery. When
The
they
scenery
did
is
the
beautiful.
overshots of the sunsets and the green, lush green areas. It was really beautiful scenery.
I can really agree with that, because after like some of the most horrific scenes, usually the next image is like beautiful landscape. And it's like, oh, it's not so bad. That was horrifying, but this is beautiful countryside. It's great. I'd love to move there. Sure, it'd be nice. To me, the main villain or antagonist that they have you believe, more or less you can choose who the villain is after you watch the movie. But to me, one of the things that really caught me about this guy, his character, was his eyes. Like, you see him several times in the intro to the movie, like hidden in little scenes or in the backdrop. You're not really sure. You thought you saw something. But there's one scene in particular, and it's the very first time I noticed that he locks eyes with the camera, and I felt like he was looking at my soul. He was looking in there, like that moment, and I was like, I can't look away. And then he looked away, and I was like, oh, whoo. Like, that spawned a whole train of thought. Like, they probably hired this guy just because of his stare. He is one of the creepiest stares. He has to hold the
It is
world record
intense.
for world's creepiest stare. What other things about the movie did you like?
The confusion of it all. Like, is it this or is it this? Is this person this or is it this? Can I believe you? Are you lying?
Yeah.
Who do you? Where do you? You don't know. There's a part you're just like, it could be anybody. You're rooting, and then you're like, I don't. Do I root for you? Are you good? Are you bad? Whose side are you on?
Yeah, that's very true. This movie, I would say, is separated into 3 acts. Act 1 kind of sets up the scenery, the story, the characters. Act 2 in the middle is more about what you think you know, what you think you're discovering, who you think the villain is, who you think is trying to help or hurt the main character. And then as you feel like you're coming to a conclusion and you think you know what's going on, Act 3 really just throws it all at you and draws questions into judgment like, okay, well, who's the villain? Who's the bad guy? What's happening? I thought you were. Wait, I thought you. Wait. So, yeah, that's pretty much my summary of Act 3. Okay, time to review the movie. Here on Birduuup Reviews, we're going to be doing it not in stars, but in feathers. I give it 4 out of 5 feathers. 4 out of 5 bird feathers.
Wow.
It's not perfect. It is super creepy, but it does leave you with a lot of open-ended questions, which could be considered a plus. That doesn't necessarily take away from the movie. It could be a plus. It makes you want to rewatch it and figure out some things. But like after the first time, it's one of those movies where you immediately are like, what just happened? So that's why I give it 4. Still great. What do you think? How many feathers?
Feathers.
Yeah, 4.
Wow.
Maximum of 5 feathers.
5 feather maximum.
That's right.
I mean, I kind of want to say 4 out of 5, but maybe like, well, I feel like 3.8 is too low then. I'll just say 4 out of 5.
Why?
Because it was good, but I mean, there are parts that just frustrated me, which I still am understanding that that's probably part of the plot because the people are in shock and they're trying to figure everything out in that moment, and they're there in that moment, and they're horrified, obviously, but it's just, it's still a good movie.
Yeah, that's a pretty good reason for 4 out of 5. So between the two of us, it's getting 8 out of a possible 10 feathers. Pretty good movie. Highly recommend watching it. We're going to go ahead and end out this section of the video, but if you'd like to stick around, we are going to discuss spoilers. Kill some time, edit some shit. Yeah. And welcome back to the spoiler section. All right, so one of the first things that I want to talk about in spoilers is the shaman. The shaman was awesome. I loved him. The shaman is a character that comes in, and in every single horror movie, there's the expert that comes in and is like, yep, that's a ghost, I could tell. So he comes in, does his thing. I really like his methodology of his shamanism. It was like very, I don't know, like old school, like ancient wizardry and spirit type stuff is the vibes that I felt. It wasn't like he had a bunch of tools and electric crap and all this extra stuff to tell that there was a demon. He literally just comes in and his demon detection skill is, oh, there's Bird over there. Demon Bird, go get it. Really awesome dude. Also does the, like in the movies where they throw like stones and read them and stuff, he like throws rice and it's like, oh, you got a demon on you. So I really like that shaman character. He really makes you believe that he is there to help the story when at the end of the movie it's revealed he was actually working with the demon the whole time. And what we were talking about in part 3, where it calls into questions of who do you support, who's this, who's that, they really make it seem like for sure it's the Japanese man that's the villain most of the movie, but then in Act 2, Act 3, they're like, no, it's actually this woman, and it's a creepy woman who appeared for like 2 to 5 minutes in Act 1, and you never really hear from her again. What kind of things did you think about the movie? What kind of spoilers do you want to talk about?
I really like the woman in white.
The woman in white? She was a
Yeah.
great character.
I liked her character, and it all makes sense in the end because it's like, I feel like like you have to lead by faith, and there's only so much she can do to get people to convince her, like, you have to have faith in me. I'm trying to save you and your family.
Right.
But I really liked her character dynamic.
Yeah. Especially with introducing her and some of the things that we talked about after watching the movie. I really kind of like the theme of these aren't just regular demons that just pop up whenever, and she's not some, regular hero that is just there for no reason at all. It really makes it seem like they are regional demons and protectors or region locked guardians, where the woman in white is like the spirit of the land, and she can only try to save the people but cannot get directly involved. She can only tell them, hey, that man's a demon, don't go to your house, and it's up to them if they choose if they want to go or not. And she said that every single person in that village has failed that test, and that's why everyone is actually dying. And then with the demons, do you think that they're region locked as well, or are they able to roam around?
I think they're able to roam around, because if not, then that demon would have been a problem for years. I feel like it would have been like a bigger history about that demon.
True.
Than just, this random traveler.
I think that maybe one of them is only able to move. And because there's at least two demons in the movie. There's the main demon and the shaman. But the shaman, whenever he had the interaction with the woman in white, she repelled him and started casting out his demon. And his first instinct was to run from the city, was to leave. But he only turned around because the other demons sent a cloud of locusts after him. So maybe he's able. I feel like they're not equal level demons. Like maybe the shaman works for him or something like that.
And the little girl had a demon too.
Right. And then with the scene where there's an actual zombie in this movie, you think it's about ghosts and stuff. There is a single zombie, and it's scary. Like, it's not just a regular zombie. I'm not going to spoiler that part for you. I want you to go watch the movie. But that scene alone, I would say, is worth a watch. So if the demon is able to transfer between bodies, then, maybe he was a problem this whole time, but hasn't. It wasn't the Japanese man. It could have possessed somebody before that was only eating animals or something and got a taste for flesh. Who knows? This movie's super creepy. That's one of the things we're talking about. It leaves a lot of questions to be answered. What are some of the questions that you had that were not answered by the movie?
Why was why is he like that? Because in other horror films, they give a backstory to, the demon or the evil people, why are they the way that they are? And then it's just he's collecting souls, but why?
Yeah. What does he do with them?
Is he angered? Was he a calm spirit at first and someone angered him or something? Is he, is there a way to fix that demon instead of just killing it? Can you change it for the better? I don't know.
You know what I just thought? I'm sorry, this is completely random. Was the invention of the camera like the internet for demons? Was it super difficult to get souls before the camera was invented, but now it's you just, I got it. Cool.
Got your soul in that picture.
Man, it must have sucked to be a demon in feudal time. But yeah, it's a really good movie. I highly recommend checking it out. Again, thank you for tuning in to Birduuup Reviews. We'll be back with more horror reviews, with more anime reviews, all the things. Check it out. Peace.
2016.
Yeah. Don't do that. The teeth look bad. That's how it's going to look in the video.
I know.
Back up a bit. Nope. You say something. No. You're in the video too.
Okay, but you gotta say more. This is your show. You gotta put more spiel. You gotta say at least 3 more sentences.
Shit.